The final step of the process of creating a website in iWeb is to publish that site. Up until now, all the content that you've created and the pages you've added and things you've modified are all living locally on whatever Mac computer you're creating this on, and hopefully you've been saving often. That's just getting saved to your hard drive. No one else can actually see it yet on the internet. In order for your website to be visible to the rest of the world, you have to publish it. iWeb provides 3 different options of ways to publish your website, and the way that you set that is by clicking here in the sidebar on the site. This brings up the site publishing settings screen, and your 3 options are right up here on the top. You can choose to publish to MobileMe, publish to another web server using FTP, or to publish to a local folder like a hard drive or perhaps a shared network drive that you have access to. If you have a MobileMe account, that's one of the easiest ways to publish your site. You simply select MobileMe, and you would hopefully see all of your information here if you were signed into MobileMe. If you're not signed into MobileMe, or if you want to look into getting a trial account or signing up for a MobileMe account, click on System Preferences, which is either in your dock or it's accessible from the Apple menu up here if you choose System Preferences. Once you're in the System Preferences window, click on MobileMe, and that brings up your account information. If you're not already a MobileMe member like I am, it'll bring up a thing where you can choose to try MobileMe free for 60 days, or you can sign up for an account. We'll quit out of System Preferences and go back to iWeb. So if you've signed up for MobileMe, all that will be set and you'll be good to go. The second option is to publish to an FTP server, or publish to another web server using FTP, File Transfer Protocol. If you have a website hosted by another server, or perhaps your school district hosts a website where you can publish information, you would use the FTP settings. Now, this information down here, you'll probably need to get from your district tech administrator or your building tech support person if your district supports this. You would enter in the server address, username, password, test the connection to make sure that it works, and then type in the website URL. The third and final option for publishing a site is to publish it to a local folder. This is a great way to test out your website and see if it works by publishing it somewhere to your hard drive before it actually goes out there to the internet. Basically what this does is it just puts it in a format in which you can actually look at it through a browser like anyone would see it out there on the internet. So if you want to take that option, choose under Publish To, choose Local Folder, and then down here in the second section under Folder Location, you can choose whatever folder location you would like to publish that to. Now, if you have a shared disk somewhere on your network, you can publish to a shared volume, and that way anyone on your local network can view your website, but it's not actually out there on the internet for the general public all around the world to see. That's a good option for a school district site, especially if you are publishing student work or stuff that you don't want out there for the real world. Again, each district is set up differently, so check with your district or building tech administrator to help you out with that. For now, I'm going to go ahead and publish mine to my desktop. And I'm going to create a new folder for this, and I'm going to call it My First Website. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that folder. And now you see it's filled that in under the location, users, Eric, my user account, desktop, my first website. Now, I can click Publish Site down here in the corner to actually publish it. Before I do that though, notice how all of these icons for each of my pages are all red. The red icon means that even though that page exists, it hasn't yet been published. Or it's been published, but it's been changed in iWeb since you last published it. Now I click Publish Site, and iWeb is creating pages for all of the different pages in my website. If it's the first time you've done this, it might take a while, especially if you've got a lot of media, photos, websites in there. Now, iWeb's telling me that my site has been published to the folder that I've chosen. I can click OK, or I can click Visit Site Now. If I click on Visit Site Now, It brings up the website in a browser, which is different than looking at it in iWeb. In iWeb, the links didn't work unless you had hyperlink active enabled, but this allows you to see your website exactly as a user would see your website on the web. You can click all your links. There's my About Me page. There's my Albums page. I can click on the different photo albums, scroll through, check the different pages, and so on. So this is exactly what a user would see if they were actually viewing your website published online. Now notice this has been published. Now the site links are blue. That indicates to me that those pages have been published and I haven't made any changes. Let's say, for example, I go to my home page and I want to change this to our lab reports or something. Notice in the sidebar now the home page icon is red. That tells me that if I want that change to go out there on the website, I'm going to have to actually click Publish Site again. Now the nice thing about iWeb is that if this is the only page that has changed, if I click Publish Site, it's only going to change that new one that's changed. It's not going to go through the whole process of republishing every single page if there wasn't a change. I've already visited the site once, so I'm just going to click OK. So that's the final step in creating a website. Feel free to go back and review any of the other tutorials if you need some help putting together pages, and have fun with iWeb. It's a really easy program to use, and if you experiment with it, you can find a lot of the great features that we didn't have time to go over in these tutorials. Also, be sure to check out the handy video tutorials that Apple has on its website. There's a link in the Resources for Educators page. Now that you've completed these tutorials, you're done. You've got a finished website that you can use in your classroom. Well, maybe it's a website in progress that you can use in your classroom. But congratulations and enjoy.